Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, model builders from all around the world. I got called back to work last week. Didn't get an opportunity to really work on the model. But, as you can see, I did finally get a chance. And here is the finished product. And I'll do my best to bring it around. You can see all the goodies, lights, camera, and action. Driver, lights, radio's in. As you know from a previous video, it runs. And now it looks like a Rothmans Porsche. Similar, if not exact, to Jackie Ickx and Derek Bell from 1983. So, I think it came out pretty good. It's only my second attempt in many, many years to build a model. I do like the way the radiators turned out overall for an RC car. Adds a little depth into the body. I noticed another model builder did this car, has one for sale on eBay. And he illuminated these guys, which I thought was pretty clever, as well as the side marker lights. So if you want one that's even more tricked out for sale out there, this guy's selling the whole unit, radio and all, for I think like 800 bucks. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't think he has an interior though, which I thought was interesting. Everybody does something a little different when they customize one of these cars. Didn't even cross my mind to do the marker lights on the side, but definitely a cool trick. And but I'm happy with the amount of lighting I did. It's good enough for me on this try. Happy with the driver too. He came out really good. He was a lot of work, as you know, if you've watched the episodes. He took I did several tries on him, many hours, doing 2 different driver interiors. But that's the car. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about how to apply the stickers and decals on this too. One of the things that I used as a reference, I didn't use all the decals because, as you can see, I painted a lot of this stuff. These pieces went around the lights. I already did that. There's stickers that do this, for example. So there are things I didn't use. But one of the things I did refer to when I cut these out, here's an uncut decal sheet. I have 2 bodies, as I've explained in the past, is I cut very closely these lines, and I'm glad I did these kinds of lines because they help me place the sticker properly to the contour of the car. And so then some of them I left. These curved ones I removed. They corresponded to the wheel arch, but some of them did augment the body lines, and I left them where they did do that. Particularly, it's hard to see them in this light, and with all the other decals on them, but they're there. But they really helped me to figure out the alignment placement. I actually kind of placed, those first and used them as a guide. And believe me, there's a lot of lifting and resticking of these decals. This front one, those correspond, well, to the lights. Let me orient this properly. So these guys here, this corresponds to this sticker here, and you really get it right on the edge of the curl of the light. Once you get that started, that gives you the gold line and part of the red line all the way to here. Okay, and then there's a second one that goes on top of that you align. And as you can see, they're always going to be, one thing I don't like about these stickers is they always need to be re-burnished once you get them on. They last for a few days, but you know, the body flexes as you use it, you know, and as a result of that, they come up, unlike water slide decals, which won't do that. So I wish they did, really, I wish they did all water slide decals. However, water slide decals probably aren't as durable on an RC car. When you start bumping into things and stuff, they'll get scraped off, where these are, you know, plastic, and they do have a bit more durability in that regard, but they just don't look as good as a water slide decal. You can never get them to stay perfectly flat unless any of you know a technique that I don't. You're welcome to tell me, but that's how I see them. The Rothmans logo and the Rothmans font is a water slide decal. Got these on eBay. They were pre-cut, so that's a nice aspect about them. But they are a little weird in that there's flashing that goes around the paper, like the whole paper is a piece of decal as opposed to just the areas that have font or logos. And as a result of that, they can be kind of messy to get the garbage, the flashing away. I had a little problem with that when I was doing them, but still, they're very, very nice decals, as you can see. And you got to take your time with these. They're very, very soft and, you know, very, very thin compared to the stickers. You would, you know, do your best to get them good and wet. Have the surface of your vehicle body good and wet, and make sure when you slide them on, that wetness is everything. It gives you the ability to place them, to straighten them out. And then what I did was very, very gently squeegeed them with a paper towel, applying as little pressure as possible, because they ripple and wrinkle like you can't believe. You'll find out if you decide to go this route and not use the stickers. These are thinner than I remember most decals being when I used to build models when I was young. But these are, you know, you buy these from folks who make them. They're not really commercial products. I don't know who manufactures these things. I think people buy decal printer paper and just do it themselves with Illustrator and stuff like that, is my guess anyway. But they're not bad. As you can see, they look great. Used it there, used it there. Of course, the Rothmans logo here. And the Rothmans logo on the rear wing is also, that's a full decal, Rothmans and Porsche. I left that one whole. These guys are combo. Decal, sticker, same thing here, decal, sticker. Because the sticker's more durable, and that gives me some spares. I mean, I got spares, obviously. I got a whole spare body, but I don't really want to use this. Maybe at some point I'll resell the body kit, and I want to have everything to go with it. The other cool thing I came across on eBay was a guy that sold tire stickers. These are stickers. You have to cut them out very closely to the contour, and I think they're a nice touch to finish off the wheel. And so I've got those done. And you know, all I can tell you is it took me maybe 8 to 10 hours to do this car. It was a long time. Probably just in cutting, I got 4 or 5 hours in cutting these decals out. You know, a lot of them are cut that I didn't use because I wasn't sure what I was using. I just cut just about everything. I knew I wasn't going to use these things because we did real stuff in those places. There's real mesh in that radiator inlet and that cooling air intake rather, and same with the back ones. But you know, I did as much as I could. Same with these brake inlets, brake cooling inlets. So little details like that that I didn't want to use stickers for. I'm still considering putting, at some point, maybe putting real exhaust here and cutting through those, although they don't look half bad. And for, you know, they sort of get, they're good from a distance. But it's always fun to take these things as far as you feel like taking them. But since I'm back to work in the real world again, it's, you know, time to call this a stopping point at least. It runs. It seems to track really nicely. You know, it's not a race car. It's heavy. The body's heavy for doing that sort of thing. The components are not top notch. I mean, you know, they sell carbon chassis for this. You buy higher end motors, and you can go crazy with any of these cars. But to just have fun with it and drive it around a little bit, it's more than good enough for me. I like building them more than I like driving them, because when you crash them, there goes about 35 days of work to build this car for me. And every day was, you know, 4 to 10 to 12 hours a day. Some days I've literally worked on this thing from first thing in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, till I went to bed at night. So it doesn't look like it now, but if you remember, it's nothing but a clear body. Never even, not even the wheel wells cut out, not even freed from its vacuum state. So it's a lot of work to get it to this point. And also, you know, thinking about how to do the interior, thinking about how to do the radiator ducts. That's just thinking about stuff like that, the techniques you're going to use to paint the wheels, all those things I discussed in earlier episodes. Just thinking about that takes time. You invest a lot of effort into stuff like that. And a lot of sleepless nights. So, I don't know when I'll see you all again to build another model. I don't know what's next. January 30th, we might have another shutdown. And if we do, I won't be working. So, I've got a few. I got an old 6-wheel Tyrrell sitting here in a box that I've had probably 25 years. It's an RC car from Tamiya. I've got a Newman Haas Lola that Mario Andretti and Nigel Mansell drove in the late 90s, 93, 94, or early 90s rather. And maybe one of those cars will get built. Maybe I'll do a regular model. I have so many static models I haven't built. You have no idea. So if I do, I'll document it. And in the meantime, I'll be posting other kinds of videos, if not model building ones, just the kinds of stuff that I end up doing with my life. And if it's interesting, I'll post a video of it. If I think it's interesting, if you think it's interesting, you'll watch it. But thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know. And I'll see if I can address them in a way that makes sense for you. Take care.